But I guess I'm blessed to be like, considering all the chaotic stuff that I've done in the past, like leaking songs with no permission. And I didn't do it on purpose. I just did it just to sell. Yeah, it's crazy. It was so much money in that world where I was bold to even do that.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the show, guys. Sean Kelly here with Digital Social Hour. Got a great guest for you guys today, DJ Whoo Kid.
What's up, Sean? What's going on, man?
Can't complain.
You're like so serious today, man. You're like so I don't know.
I'll hold the bag a little on this one.
I know I'm here, right?
Yeah. But yeah, we were both at that slap fight last night.
That was amazing. For anybody out there, you have to go to like physically see the slaps, like the sound, that energy, and the unbelievable, beautiful women everywhere.
There was some good women. I gotta say, I was skeptical leading into it, but I had fun.
I had too much fun. I almost didn't want it to end. When I saw the lights, I think they had some weird effect where all the lights cut off and then smoke and red lights.
Last fight.
Yeah, it was like whoosh.
Yeah. Man, that last fight was nuts. I forget that dude's name, but he's got good energy.
Man, but it's just one smack it ended, huh?
Yeah, the first 4 fights, I think the first smack it was over.
Man, I kind of feel bad. I guess they're not taking any chances with what happens if you do get smacked really bad? Like,
you probably get a concussion, right?
You get a concussion from smacks?
I feel like you could. I mean,
all these girls smacking me all these years. I never got a concussion. You know, I ran. You know what I'm saying?
You don't fight back?
No. I'm not these R&B singers out here.
Oh God. Other than going to slap events, what you been up to?
Running. It's kind of like the impossibility of my schedules is getting out of hand. Right now, I run my own podcast, Who's House.
Saw that.
And I balanced that out with Mike Tyson's Hot Boxing.
Yeah.
We did, I think we did like 14 podcasts in like 3 weeks. That's like a podcast sweatshop.
Yeah, and yours are long, right? Like 2 hours?
Like 2 hours. It'll be like a 7-hour day. I love it though, because, I mean, can you imagine you used to watch Mike Tyson knock homies out every night, blood everywhere, 30 seconds, and then you're like, will I ever meet this guy?
Yeah.
And now I work with the guy.
Yeah, it's nuts. I got to hear the story on how you met him.
Man, I think he had like, he was promoting his Adult Swim cartoon. But I've seen him before in some of the parties and clubs. But when I professionally started hanging with him, his interviews with me were always amazing. Mm-hmm. And I think I just couldn't believe how raw and very cursive he was. Like, he used to curse like crazy. Thank God I'm on Eminem's channel, so you could curse and say whatever you want. But I don't know. I feel like he's like a kindred spirit that connected with me so perfect. We both kind of like understand each other.
Nice.
And it just clicked. So one day he invited me to come to Hot Boxing to interview me.
Yeah. And
then he's like, yo, why don't you just co-host with me? This interview we did was cool. It was funny. You I need another.
That's dope, dude.
And then that's it. That's how I got put on. It's that easy. That simple.
Yeah. Just provide the comedic element and
more informative, comedic, and controlling. I'm like probably one of the ones that can control him when he's shroomed up.
Yeah.
So, usually the first 2-3 podcasts are cool, but the shrooms kick in on the 3rd, 4th hour. So that's where I come in.
Wait, so he eats them every episode?
Yeah, he's shoveling it.
Yeah.
Shoveling.
Like, we talking like an eighth or?
Shoveling. Like,
bruh.
I'm talking about like a pile. I don't know what it is. I don't do shrooms, but
that's insane, dude. I've done them, and there's no way I'm doing a podcast on them.
I'm glad you didn't do it today.
Nah, man. I'll microdose, but the way he be eating those, nah.
When you chew it, what is it? Do you go like you swallow it? Isn't it like extremely dry?
So it grows on cow. Did you know that?
Mm.
Yeah, that's how mushrooms are made.
Mm.
Yeah. So sometimes you throw up because it's kind of nasty.
Man, because I had a little bite of it.
He didn't tell you this?
I had a little.
So you got a microdose in?
A micro. So I ate cow like literally?
Technically, yeah. There's clothes left over.
So he's eating a lot of
He is, yeah. I've thrown up, man. Sometimes when it's too
really?
old, yeah. Yeah.
He told me throwing up is like the ultimate release. Like you feel super good after. Is that true?
No, I didn't. But it was also my fault because the guy I was with was giving bad energy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I had a terrible trip that day, but it happens.
So is it an out of body experience? Is it like ayahuasca, or is it just like you
Nah,
just
you'd have to
giddy?
eat a ton to go out of body. I mean, I'm sure he has from it, but nah, I only ate an eighth.
He could realize that he's on it though. He laughs. He's like, "Oh my god, I'm on drums." Like he'll
Yeah.
tell you like in the interview
Because
like,
he's built a tolerance at this point. Yeah. Would you ever do like ashwagandha?
No, what's that? That's in Africa. Where's that?
Uh,
What is that?
no, not ashwagandha. My bad. Ayahuasca.
Oh no! I was like, what?
No,
In
yeah.
Africa?
I always get those. I always get those mixed up. Ayahuasca.
Me and this some chick I just met. She wants to go to Colombia. No, Costa Rica. She wants to go to Costa Rica, and I just met her. And then,
And that's the first thing she want to do with you?
well, I joked around with her because she was giving me head, and then she's like Spanish, so I was just like, "Yo, we should go to Costa Rica, and you give me head." Wow, I'm on ayahuasca, and you're on ayahuasca, but she gotta hurry up and give me head before we both pass out. It's kind of wild.
Yeah, that'd be a trippy experience. Because you'd
Like-
be out of your body getting head, so I don't know how that would work.
Like the nerve endings with ayahuasca
Yeah.
and the mouth.
Yeah, it must be nuts. So you don't do any though.
Oh no, it'll be over for me, man. I do like 30 things, like even out here in Vegas, like people bug out. I have my residencies at Hakkasan,
Yeah.
so they have like 5 properties, and I DJ like almost every week. Paulie D, Steve Aoki, Calvin Harris, all these guys, and then they're like, "Yo, Whoo Kid, do you do at your age?" I was like, "No," because it would have been over. Like,
Really?
my life is just too much of a to do.
That's trippy to think about.
Yeah, it's too much going on. Like,
I feel like a lot of people in your industry do partake in that.
they think it's fun,
Yeah.
and they think it's like part of like a reality of being successful and rich. But I've just never been interested. It just doesn't do anything for me. Even like I have a strain. I don't even smoke like that.
Just business aspect of it.
No, the company was kind of cool because they wanted like regular human beings
Yeah.
that enjoy recreationally. If like I have a big party with Snoop, I'll smoke Snoop. I smoke with Willie Nelson, Cheech and Chong.
Legends.
I have a cheat code where I can do that. Not a lot of people could do that.
How can you manage to keep up with them?
I mean, I don't. So it's just like, like Wiz wants to do, and stuff. I can't, I did that once and it was over. Like I almost like died that day.
Same. My first time ever smoking was a
Yeah. Oh my God. Your first encounter is
terrible idea. Terrible idea. I was trying to fit in and be cool. This was in high school.
It's crazy because when you see people do they'll be like, so my experience was Wiz invited me to his concert at Red Rocks. And then I was like, what? Y'all look like a bunch of why y'all not? Because when people smoke, they do big, they inhale like huge portions.
Yeah.
So YG came out of nowhere. So YG went, and I was like, yo, you guys are nothing but because I see bongs with the white boys in Long Island.
Yeah.
They might as well just sniff all the smoke and stuff. So Wiz was like, what? Get Whoo Kid the big one. So they brought the big machine. And I'm thinking it's a bong this whole time. And then once I inhaled it as if I was smoking a bong. And it felt like a Ferrari went down my throat. Like I literally almost healed over. It got 1 million views online too. Like I fell on YG. And then I kind of like pushed him away and went back. Wiz grabbed me from my waist.
Yeah.
And the only thing I could think of and see is Wiz's mom laughing. Amber Rose, when they were dating, she's laughing.
Yeah.
And the third thing is I'm thinking about World Star. I'm like, oh my God. So if I fall over, I will be on World Star.
Sure.
I will be up. And people will laugh the out of me for the rest of my life. So what I did is I tried to stay up, but Wiz held me up. If Wiz would have let me go,
you would have dropped.
I would have been unconscious.
Oh my God.
So I kept grabbing random waters, like people, like if your water was there, I thought maybe I could drown it.
Yeah.
The effect. So I'm drinking, and the Wiz is like, look at him, he's drinking everybody's water. I'm like,
yeah.
And then eventually, him holding me up was like, I think it was like the epitome of being saved. And then, and Snoop Dogg is like, what are you doing? And once you hear Snoop Dogg tell you, why did you do that? Or what are you doing? Are you out of your mind?
Yeah.
I escaped and went to the hospital.
You went to the hospital?
I took myself in because I was high for I must have been high like 14 hours.
Oh my God.
Shout out to Will. I called Wiz's manager. I was threatening him. I was like, yo, did y'all put I don't know, or acid in the shit? Because why am I still high? I never
Yeah.
So I'm eating burgers. I'm eating everything. I went to the diner. I went to 2 diners out there. And
after the hospital or before?
after, I tried to feed it away. And then day 2, I was going to get some legal action because I was still high. It and everybody's laughing. Will's like, yo, relax, man. You that's it. And then that's it. It stopped maybe on almost 38 hours later.
Yeah, I don't do anymore, and I don't do edibles.
Yeah, edibles I do.
Really?
Yeah, sleep edibles.
Okay, just sleep. Yeah. I took an edible once and went to a Chris Angel show, and it was terrible.
What? It was magic. It was magical.
No, it was awful. No, I didn't even make it to my seat.
Come on, man. You serious, man?
Yeah. Have you been to a Chris Angel show?
No, not yet.
All right. So as soon as you walk in, it's pitch black. There's crows flying in the air. What? Actual crows. Yes. So picture that while you're stoned. And I showed up late, so everyone's already seated, staring at me.
Oh my God. So you must have went crazy.
I didn't make it to my seat. I just left. And then I crawled to my hotel room. At this point, I'm on the floor. This was at Luxor. I crawled to my room. Because, dude, I ate 10 mgs, which isn't that much, but when you don't have a tolerance, that's a lot.
10 milligrams, though?
Yeah.
You're your body's, man. What happened, yo? 10 milligrams? That's what we take, right? To go to sleep, yeah.
I thought I could handle it. No, I almost died. I called my girl. I said I'm dying. It was the worst night of my life, honestly. Edibles, man. You can't control it once it's in you.
Yeah, I hate that, Yeah. I think what's his name, Magic Johnson's son, I think baked didn't even measure.
That's the worst.
That's the worst thing.
Yeah.
She didn't measure he didn't measure the I guess what's it called? The potency of the
I know what you mean, yeah.
Yeah, so if it's 10 milligrams, it could have been 1,000 in there.
Yeah.
So I ate a brownie and then it was over.
Oh God.
And then my next flight was to Dubai. So you could imagine, I was horrified.
You're probably paranoid, right?
I'm thinking if they think I'm doing I'm going to jail on this plane. So the plane looked like it was moving. And then I was like, oh my God, I don't have my seatbelt on. And then the stewardess was like, what are you talking about? The plane is parked. So I was like, oh, okay. So then I'm like, am I going to throw up? Or I didn't know which one. So I went to the bathroom to try to get rid of it. And I threw up. But I threw up, that little hole in the sink.
Yeah.
Mad vomit in there. So whatever I ate in the airport, because it was an Arabic airport, so I ate all kinds of halal meat and all kinds of religious food or whatever. I ate everything, man. Halal was in my body, man. I saw Allah, you know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to squeeze the vomit through this little hole before we take off, because then in my head I was like, oh my God, if they see that I threw up, that means they knew I did. I'm going to jail. Everything was jail.
Yeah.
And then I did as much as I could. The ladies banging on the door. Hey, we taking off. Take off. So so I left it. And then I woke up. I was in Dubai.
Wow.
Went to my seat, knocked out, woke up in Dubai.
How long was the flight?
Was it 14 hours? Still high, still nervous. But thanks a lot, man. That was the worst experience of my life. I thought I was going to get locked up immediately. Because they do lock you up if you're caught in your system.
Are you serious?
Yeah, if you go to Dubai and they give you a blood test, or if I was knocked out and went to the hospital and they give you a blood test to see what's wrong with you to help you.
Yeah.
They see that you're drugged up, they could lock you up for that.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's not worth it then.
Nah. I was like, oh my God. But I got tricked. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You didn't know. What's been the craziest place you've been?
Probably Estonia.
Estonia? Where's that?
Somewhere somewhere in Eastern Europe. Very wild over there.
You were DJing out there?
Yeah, I DJ'd out there. It was the first place I ever heard girls scream, group they're screaming
Whoa.
groups.
That's common out there?
It was crazy. I was like, what's going on here? I don't know. I don't know if it's common, but
You got to witness it, or
So at the after party, I invited everybody to the hotel, and it literally looked like Fantasy Island. It was like 20 girls and a couple of my ugly friends. Like, if you see ugly dudes getting vagina, this is a great place to be. So yeah, it was amazing. And then there was one girl that was like, I don't know, I think she was missing like partially her leg. I don't know if it was like her bottom feet into the shin, or but she had like a fake. Like, I don't know. She took it off like during the activities, and I see a leg on the table next to the alcohol, and I'm like, yo, what is this? Is this part of like who brought this here? Because we're in a hotel. Yeah. So I'm like, who brought this here? Then the chick is like over there getting like annihilated by my ugly friend, and then with one leg, like
the one-legged girl,
like a nub. I don't know. Is there amputee language? Like,
it's like probably here. A word for it, right? Yeah.
Like here.
And she didn't have like a nub?
No, it was crazy. It was like a box, like a little.
It was like plastic though?
This is like years ago. So this is not now where you could have robotics and you look like, you're official.
Yeah.
This is some hood I don't know.
Yeah, some ratchet stuff. Yeah, I feel that.
Yo, you don't want to feel her. I'll tell you that, man.
Yeah.
I left that alone.
Yeah, I don't know if I could do that.
Yeah. Like that and pregnancy. Like pregnant chicks on the road is the worst.
Wait, pregnant chicks. So they're going out.
I mean, 6 months, 7 months, they're out there.
What the?
Yeah, when we did the Eminem G-Unit tour, there was like so many pregnant girls, man. I guess that's their opportunity. I guess they just wanted to take a chance and just party with the unit. You know what I'm saying? So
wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing. That's interesting.
I mean, if you interview like a lot of rock dudes like Metallica and stuff like that, I can imagine like if you're coming to town.
Yeah.
And just the one time.
One time a year.
Eminem said it in the song, right? This is a word, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess if you're pregnant and you know that this is not going to happen anytime soon or may never happen.
Yeah.
Why not your son or daughter meet this celebrity like in a different way? You know what I'm saying?
I feel that. There's two sides to every story. What was it like working with Eminem?
Very cool, man. He's like a big kid.
Yeah.
I'm glad out of the, I think 12 people he talked to, I'm like somewhere in there, like I'm like number 10 or 9. He don't really talk to a lot of people.
Yeah, he keep it tight.
Yeah, it's a very closed circuit TV thing going on over there. They don't trust nobody and stuff like that, which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But I guess I'm blessed to be like, considering all the chaotic stuff that I've done in the past, like leaking songs with no permission, like, you leak an Eminem song, man. That's like, I'm from the mixtape era, so that's like a hard on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, you're like, oh my God, I got an Eminem song, and nobody knows.
One?
Yeah, I leaked one.
No way. Which one?
I think it was called 1098. And then the worst thing I did is I cut out D12. I took them off the song, so I just made it just Eminem. And I didn't do it on purpose. I just did it just to sell tapes because we used to sell legal bootleg tapes.
Yeah.
So that was our market.
Okay.
So I have an Eminem song. It's Eminem and D12, but I took them off. So I made it. By you bootlegging, you can name it whatever you want. Nobody never heard it. Nobody knows. By the time they hear the finished product, it's already out there getting bootlegged. I got my money. I could pay my car note.
Interesting.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's crazy. It was so much money in that world where Eminem. I was bold to even do that.
Yeah.
So there was a hit on me.
What?
Yeah, I hit in Canada maybe 4 months. Shout out to Paul Rosenberg. I survived that. Jimmy Iovine wanted to me in the scope. He had, I think Tuesdays was mixtape Tuesdays. Like they had meetings on mixtapes, bootlegs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was number 1 on the list. Where Jimmy Iovine called me Whoo Kid because I was very maneuvering, like I couldn't get caught.
Wow.
So it's just ironic, like years later, where Paul Rosenberg wanted to kill me, where I was banned to perform because at that time I was DJing for 50 Cent.
Yeah.
So I would steal music, bootleg in the time span of coming back from a tour. Mm-hmm. So that 1 month we're off, I'm just back on the grind and I'm just putting it out. And then by the time I go back on the road, I'm on the road 6 months.
Yeah.
By the time I come back, you forgot that I stole your song.
Right.
But it's kind of hard for Eminem to forget.
Yeah, he seems like a guy that don't forget.
So, it was, Oh man,
So what was that talk like?
It was a bad time, man. It was a bad time.
Did he ever like talk to you about it, or he just forgot about it?
Well, this is how it all. This is why I think that you got to believe in fate and you got to believe in continuing. Like whatever you do, you just don't stop. Because I went through a bad time where I honestly thought I don't even know why 50 Cent never fired me either. Because Eminem is like his boy, like he got signed with him, so
right.
Every day I'm getting cursed out by him, and I can't believe you leaked that. And I didn't think it was going to be that crazy big because I mapped it out to get leaked when his album dropped. So my tape could at least have the song,
okay,
instead of me waiting for the album. So it was just off by 3-4 days.
Okay,
but that 3-4 days of having a song early was like the worst thing I've ever done in my life. So hiding, it died down a bit after a while, and then eventually. I don't even know how I even got back on Paul's good terms. I think they heard me on Hot 97 when I used to do with Flex and everybody. I leaked a Biggie song that Puff Daddy never heard.
Whoa.
So, but the way I leaked it, my show ends at midnight. So I leaked it at 11:55 p.m. So I got 5 minutes to get to the car. Bad Boy Records was like 4 blocks down. So let's just time it like 2-3 minutes to come get me at the station. So I timed it. My Great Escape. My brother's downstairs with the car warmed up. I dropped the song.
Yeah.
And then
you're out.
I made a 5-minute mix so it could just keep going back and forth, going crazy.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Puff Daddy's in his office going crazy because somebody hit him up. It was like, yo, there's a new Biggie song with 50 Cent on the radio. You know what I'm saying? So Puff is flipping like the tables.
Oh my God.
Throwing against the wall. Probably punched the intern. I don't know, but went crazy where we gotta go get this guy, but it's too late. I'm already like on the road to Jersey. I'm already out.
Yeah.
So,
and you played a risky game back in the day.
Yeah, it was. We had a side elevator, the escape elevator, we called it. So just in case you don't play an artist song, they want to beat you up outside. They wait for you out there. So it was like, yeah, Hot 97. We had the escape clause. Like,
people were waiting for you.
If we don't play their songs, I mean, Hot 97 was. I mean, it still is big. So anything you play on it kind of like breaks a song. So if you don't play the artist, they wait for you outside and they beat you up or I don't know, like
that's scary, man.
You don't want to know what we went through, like, but it's just that same night where Paul Rosenberg is driving home, he's laughing because he couldn't believe that I did that. Like there's a Biggie song that Puff never heard.
Yeah, that's
so my dumb is 4 weeks later we got to do Saturday Night Live. So when you do SNL, you have to rehearse Thursday, Friday, and then you perform Saturday.
Yeah.
Puff knew this, so there's already promo 50 Cent on SNL. My dumb doing rehearsal and shit, and then I don't know what made me look up, and I see Puff. I was like,
oh no.
So I tried to I didn't want to run because I would look like a. So I walked very hastily, like I was like.
Was he alone or with people?
He was with, I think he was with one other guy. I don't know who the guy was. I don't know if it's security or whatever.
And did he know you leaked it at this point?
No, he knew. And then he came up there to find me because I had to do rehearsal.
Yeah.
So he probably knew somebody up there to give him the schedule or whatever. So there's one line to the dressing room where 50's at, and there's the left where Puff is at. So I walked super fast to 50's room because once I get in 50's room, I know he's not going to do anything. You know what I'm saying? So I try to walk as fast as I could. You ever saw like a white intern? Like,
Like speed walk.
They gotta get the walk. They gotta get the water or whatever, or the Sharpie or some. Like, So I'm running, and then Puff corners me in the fork in the road, as you would say, in the office. So he cornered me, got me in a headlock, and took me into 50's dressing room. So 50's in there getting ready and shit. So can you imagine 50 Cent puts his head up and you see like his DJ headlock Puff, and they're asking me, where did you get the song? I never heard this. This is disrespectful. Going on, and then I was like, I can't snitch. This is the code of the streets, man. You can't snitch. And 50's laughing. He's like, yo, man, just tell him because the song is out already. Everybody's going crazy. So it was called Realist. Yeah, it's out. So I told him where I got it from, and he went crazy and left. And then that was the last time I got out of that. And me and Puff is like really good friends today.
Okay.
So it's kind of crazy. Like you've done all this stuff back in the days where you almost got beat up.
Yeah.
and everybody's your friend these days.
That's crazy.
Like from Fat Joe, like, you know, Big Pun kidnapped me. I'm good friends with Fat Joe these days. Like I'll eat at Cipriani or Nobu with him, and we're talking to him. I wish the kids now can have a chat like that. Each other, shooting each other.
They're quick with it, right?
Yeah, but imagine we did that back then.
Yeah.
I would have been dead for stupid. I wouldn't even be here talking to you.
Yeah, and you were dealing with a lot of beef because you were rolling with 50 for a while.
Yeah, that shit was a nightmare, man. It's like 10, 20 artists, and, you know, I never had 30 people with me, so I had to, like, be creative in how I moved.
Oh, he rolled with 30 people?
Well, he had security, and he had his crew, you know.
Yeah.
He had G-Unit. He had his artists, too. So me, I had my crew, too. I had Shadyville, but it was just too much. Like, you bring 30 guys, and then the guys are the reasons why shootouts go down. It's never like the artists. It's always like friends or people you bring. Right. And then you hear the shootouts, you hear the stabbings, or you hear, because you can't control the wolves.
Yeah.
You know? So I had to dead that and maneuver on my own, because at that time I didn't have money to pay for lawyers to get my friends out. Like, that's what's cool about being with 50. Like, if you hang with him and you involved in some crazy he'll get you out.
His lawyers.
He loves
yeah,
he got his lawyers. He got me out one time. I drove with no license, and I was like, yo, the lawyer came, got me out, gave me McDonald's and got a Big Mac. Right? I mean, come on, man. He made going to jail fun, because I know I'm getting out. I'm getting out in 3 hours.
That's wild.
Like, everybody's in there for homelessness, and I'm in there for a license.
Yeah.
Get me the out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's probably the worst charge. I mean, like, that's not even a flex, you know?
Nah, but I'm doing good these days, man. Like, you think of the backstories, 50 years of hip hop thing going on now. I was around when there was no hip hop, saw all the transitions and everything. So I'm glad I'm one of the true unicorns.
Yeah, you've been there from the start.
Because I almost died 16 times.
16?
I counted, yeah. Yeah, so I'm here with you.
That's wild. You're here for a reason, then. There's no coincidence at that point.
I think fate got me to meet you, man. Like, I survived, like, almost stabbed, and you know, I got kidnapped just to be with you.
You got kidnapped?
Yeah.
Bruh.
You never got kidnapped before?
Almost.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it was crazy in LA.
What, somebody pulled out on you?
So I was dumb. I actually probably deserve this almost. So I posted 100K cash on my Instagram story.
Come on, Sean.
My boy talked me into it. I'm like, I was never the type to flex, right?
No.
So he talked me into it. I'm like, yeah, like, I'm feeling this high I closed a big deal selling sports cards, 100K cash, posted it the next day. Group of all big black guys dressed in blue at my apartment.
No way.
Swear to God. They stalked me for probably months. I had to move, but one time they almost got me.
They're like gang members?
Probably, yeah. I mean, it was pretty scary. So I'm walking I have 2 dogs, so I'm walking my dog one day, and I know they're parked outside because they parked all day for months. So I'm like, all right, I'll just be aware of it. All of a sudden, this 400-pound guy is walking straight at me from the other sidewalk, and there's a car next to me, and the guy's about to open the door. So I realize this, and I'm like, I just booked it. The guy chased me inside, but I barely got away.
Yo, that's crazy.
Yeah, so I almost got kidnapped.
That's a Netflix story right there.
Yeah, no, if I wasn't aware, it would have happened for sure. What happened with you, though?
I don't know. I leaked the song, and then Big Pun cornered me by the Apollo. Got me in a cul-de-sac area, and I thought Funk Massive Flex was in the car. Mm-hmm. But the way they did it, I had to follow a Spanish kid in the Benz. The Benz went to the right. I parked to the left, so they already mapped it out. The van is in the middle, but the van was so big that when I walked around the van, I started seeing the sliding door, like, you know, sliding open, and I was like, why is Big Pun, like, I mean, why is Flex so, like, I see a silhouette in there. I'm like, why is Flex so big? Like, did he eat everything? Like, what happened, right? So I got close, and then I was like, so once I saw Pun, the mixtape came in my head, but in my head, I'm like, maybe it's not about the mixtape. Maybe Pun just wants to see me in a cul-de-sac corner in a van, you know, in Harlem. That wasn't the case. I put my hand out to test it, and then I don't know how he got his hands behind his head. He said, nah, come inside the van. I want to have a chat with you. So I was like, no, I'm not coming to the van. So I guess for me to back up but my friends could see that I'm having issues, I'd have to back up so far from the van to understand, like, so they could see that I'm in trouble. But by the time my hands went down and I'm backing up, and my hands went down, they thought I was going for a gun. And the reason they thought I was crazy is because back then there was no cell phones. So I had to use quarters to use it. So I used like a payphone at the Apollo. I used a quarter to call, and I didn't know I was calling Pun. Pun is doing Banned from TV, the music video, and he's on set. And they're talking about, somebody brought the song in a boombox and played it in front of Nori, Nas. Everybody's like, yo, man, what's up with this song right here? And then that's where on the tape had my pager, my beeper on there. So I called back that number, and then I didn't know I was talking to Punt. I thought I was talking to a promoter that was breathing crazy. So long story short, he's like, yo, let's hurry up with this music video. I got to go meet this guy at the Apollo. So they thought I was crazy because when I got there, he wasn't there. So I got on a pay for him, and I cursed, I curse out promoters all day.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the f***? Came all the way from Queens with this. Yeah. So, but I'm thinking I'm talking to a promoter. So Pun is like,
bruh, you cursed him out?
Who the fuck is this guy? Yo, hurry up with this video, yo. We gotta go meet this dude, yo. Yeah. So that's it. I get there, and then my hands went down when I backed up. And once I closed my eyes, I was in the van. That's how fast they put me in this, and I was in it. Like,
how many people were in it?
It was me, Pun, and one Spanish kid. I was on my knees because it was a van, so I had to like get on my knees. And then the other guy was on his knees too. Jeez. And Pun was sitting on obviously the van was like hooked up for him. Yeah. So he's sitting on this long leather. I remember it so clear. And then he yelled at me a little bit, and then he realized I didn't know what was going on. Obviously, because he's like, I think there was beef or issues with the underworld with this song. Yeah. And they're wondering why Pun didn't respond, or everybody's laughing at I didn't know. I'm just leaking songs to make money. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, all right, obviously we understand why you did this. So next time you do this, then you're really coming after me. So while he's telling me that, he's like, yo, get up and let me tell you what you're going to do in the next couple of weeks on the next tape. So as I got up, the tape was in my pocket, because I usually give tapes for promo. Yeah. Fell on the floor of the van. It's the actual tape with the diss song. Bruh. Yo. I was like, I started screaming with them. Yo, it was like, it's like a comedy movie, but I thought I was going to die.
Oh my gosh.
Right then and there, I thought I was going to die. Like, his boy was, there's always a guy that wants to show off in front of the guy.
Did they play it?
No, they didn't play it. No, like, I don't even remember what they did. I just saw white. I just saw, like, I blanked out. Like, I thought I was going to, and then that was it, man. He just said, yo, next time you got to say Jay-Z on the intro. That. I was like, yo, whatever you want me to do. So I was like, get out of this van. Yeah. And then that was it. I got out. And thing about Pun, he was like the true gangster, because when he left, he told me to give him 5 minutes. I didn't give him 5 minutes. Spanish kid came out and was like, yo, give us 5 minutes. So I reversed my car. When I reversed my car, 5 minutes, maybe like 3 minutes, out of nowhere, they had two other vans like parked on the side of the buildings just in case my boys would have got out to try to help me. He had backup. So they would have shot my... Imagine like a random shootout like that for no reason.
So you would have been done.
I would have been done. My friends would have... Because I look at stuff like that. I'm like, what if I miscalculated or overreacted?
Right. It's crazy how that one decision could have ended your life.
It's crazy. And then now I'm at Nobu with Fat Joe, like eating fucking yellowtail, laughing about the
crazy journey, man.
Tasting the salty roll, whatever. What's the egg, the fish eggs or whatever?
Oh, caviar.
Caviar. We're like, I'm sharing crackers with him. Like,
everything happens for a reason, man. Dude, what's next for you, and where can people find you?
Basically, you can find me all over Vegas. I'm not joking there. Usually, I do all the Hakkasan properties. You could catch me at either Hakkasan, Revel, Omnia. I do Tao Beach Club. You catch me in a couple spots. Dope. Oh, tonight, right? Oh yeah, tonight I'm at Tao. Well, unless he wants to come, we're doing.
I've never been to a club.
Really?
Oh no, I went to Encore Beach Club once.
You got to come tonight, man. I put two on the side of your face, like. You never had two like black on the side of your...
Sounds interesting.
Well, yeah, you can catch me like I do Miami also, and I kind of like I tour relentlessly, so I do a lot of corporate events. I tour with like Waka Flocka, Snoop Dogg.
Nice.
I do some stuff with Sway Lee, Wiz Khalifa. So I haven't DJed for 50 Cent in like 13 years. So I did 13 years of touring with him. So I told myself I'm never gonna DJ for somebody. Like I'm not gonna be anybody's DJ because I did research on. I'm not gonna diss the DJs out there, but if you see like all the celebrities, you don't even know who their DJs are.
Not really.
Right?
No.
If Katy Perry came here, would you be like, yo, who's your DJ?
I didn't even know she had one.
So I assessed that situation and I was like, yo, I'm just gonna like kind of like move on.
Yeah.
Respectfully. Like me and 50 talked about it. I'd say I want to do radio and I want to do like, and podcast wasn't in play at that time, but I was interviewing all the Hollywood elite at the moment, because ever since I did Howard Stern, I got a divorce because, once you go on Howard Stern, you get a divorce. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was part of my divorce process. Exhibit C was the
What'd
Howard
you
Stern
say on
interview.
that episode, bro?
If anybody wants a crash course on DJ Whoo Kid, Google Howard Stern Whoo Kid, and you're gonna be like, oh my God, okay, I get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Howard Stern is the one that told me, he was like, yo, you should, instead of interviewing rappers every year, because you're bored, you did 7 years of interviewing rappers, go to the Hollywood department and get all the DC, Chris Hemsworth was like nobody at the time, and Vin Diesel was like the young Vin Diesel. This is like 20 years ago. You know? So I took all the losers at the time, and now all of them are winners. They have blockbuster hits. Like nobody wanted Twilight. Yeah. So I tested myself. I was like, yo, why am I keep doing like, the T.I.s and the Jadakisses, and I could do them anytime I want.
Right, you branched off.
Twilight.
You had the Edward guy on or whatever his name is?
Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
I had basically the whole, and plus I don't know, I'm a fan of Twilight. I don't know if that's cool for a black guy like me, but I was crying when I saw the last one. But anyway, let's not talk about it. It's not about Twilight, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Howard Stern kind of like told me you should test yourself by interviewing the Roseanne Barrs and I had Trump on the show a few times, like that. So it's like I created this lane where I'm outside the box now. I'm not trying to be. Even when you're in Vegas, you can't be in the box. I could have chose other clubs to join.
Right.
But me being a black guy, I don't want them to see me in a certain way. I don't want, because you see me, I'm going to play G-Unit all day.
You could have chose Jerry's.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, not to disrespect Dre's, but I just wanted to be seen outside my color.
Yeah.
See, a lot of people, they don't know. I'll do Ultra. I'll do like, festivals. I'm doing EDC China, and I play EDM, but it's not because I want. It's not that I did it as I love DJing. But people, once you get in that box and they see you a certain way, if you look at Calvin Harris or you look at all these guys, they dress like you. Yeah, I'm coming in iced out. Can you imagine? I come here, you got 2 chains on with a $100,000 watch. I might look at you like this is a white guy over here. But I just am the guy, the black guy in the industry where you see me with, all these big A-list DJs. And they were all hip-hop fans.
I feel that.
But it's like, if you ever want to catch my dumb that's where you would see me, you know what I'm saying? Or Mike Tyson just officially kidnapped me for his podcast. So
all right.
Yeah, so Hotboxing, you catch me on there. You catch me on Who's House, my own podcast. And I interview
You've had on some big people.
I mean, I had everybody on there.
Yeah, crushing it.
I mean, actors is where I specialize in.
Yeah.
Sports, I'm starting to learn because dealing with Mike, he got me watching UFC, MMA, boxing. I was never the stat guy.
Yeah.
LeBron James used to hang with me at clubs. I couldn't tell you his stats. I mean, all I know, he's the number 1 player in the world. Yeah. And that's all I need to know.
Facts.
Fuck, I'm not a sport dude,
Yeah.
So, but it's a learning process for me, and I don't mind that,
Oh, yeah. Thanks for coming on, man.
And if you want to let me know, man. I got my strain out there.
With you, I'll do it. No.
Is there Houdini here? Get this guy some Houdini.
Let's do it.
All right. I got 2.0 coming out too, so that'll be a second strain. If you want to be my crackhead, you could be testing for me. Tell me how high it is,
All right. Sounds good. Thanks for watching.
Me, man.
Yeah.
I love it, man.
Thanks for coming on, man. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.